Now let's look at reading passage 3, insight or evolution. Two scientists consider the origin of discoveries and other innovative behavior. Now just look at the questions. Type of questions. Choose the correct letter A, B, C, D. That's set type A. It's also type A. Yes, not give. Yes, no, not given. Another is also a type A question, but we want to select from these words, so it must be quite difficult. Okay, now first we want to read these questions and mark the keywords. Look at that, the purpose of the first paragraph. So first paragraph, what are the writers doing in the second paragraph? So it's the first, second paragraph. The third paragraph, the writers suggest about Darwin and Einstein. John Nicholson, example of the person whose idea. So we want to read first, second, third paragraph. This must be in fourth or fifth. What is the key point of interest about the Accaducey stirrup placement? Look at this word is in inverted commas, so it might be in inverted commas in the reading passage too. So yes, no, not given. Just look at acknowledging the people such as, okay, will help us understand the process by which the great minds create new idea. Process by which great mind create. So this is the keyword here. Plato and Da Vinci. The law of effect, discovered at a time when psychologists are seeking a scientific reason why creativity occurs. Psychologists, scientific reason why creativity occurs. The law of effect, same. Another is also here, states is important, that no planning is involved in the behavior of organism. The law of effect sets out clear expectation about the source of new ideas and behavior. Set of clear expectation, here it is source of new ideas, behavior. Many scientists are now turning away from notion of intelligent design and genius. Many scientists turning away from the notion of intelligent design, genius. The origin of creative behavior. The traditional view of scientific discovery is that breakthrough happen when a single great mind has sudden dash. Now, scientific discovery is the traditional view of scientific discovery. Breakthrough happen when a single mind creates a sudden dash. Although this can occur, it is not often the case. Advisors are more likely to the result of a longer process. In some cases, this process involves dash such as Nichols' theory. So Nichols' theory about prototypes involve this process involved. So here in others, simple necessity may provoke innovation, as the Westrup's decision to modify the position of the riding stirrups. There is also often an element of dash. For example, the coincidence of idea that led to the innovation of post-it note. With both law of natural selection and law of effect. So here the law of effect. So it's when we get reading about this, we will get the answer of these answers. On top we want to look at this Nichols, and this Nichols is also here, so it is also here. So the answer to this It's very simple. First do this and do this, and it will get automatically here. Same way. Most of the time when a single answer is given in the passage, we must do this one first. But here, after reading the question, you get where the questions are lies, where the answers are lies. Here we can see that the answers have pure overlap. When we read this law of states, we get this one. So first go with this one. First paragraph. The purpose of the first paragraph: define the particular ideas, compare certain benefits, compare certain belief, disprove a widely held view, outline a common assumption. Look at this. Scientific discovery is properly believed to result from the sheer genius of the Look at this scientific discovery. So it's in the traditional view of scientific discovery is the breakthrough that happened when a single great mind has sudden a dash, a invention, goals, compromise, mistake, luck, inspiration, experiment. The convention. So if ideas are spontaneously pop into someone's head, fully formed and functional. The word is here, more compromises inspiration. 37 inspiration. So just read the first one. The purpose of the first paragraph: define particular ideas, compare certain belief, disapprove a wide held view. No, it's not defined. Disapprove wide held view, not compare certain belief. So it's a belief, but it is not a convention. It's not a belief. So outline a common assumption. That's the correct one. Outline a common assumption. D. What are the writers doing in second paragraph? Criticizing an opinion, justifying a standpoint, not because however is provided there, explaining an approach, supporting an argument. So it's a criticizing, because however we believe that it largely misrepresent the real nature of the scientific discovery as well as that of the creativity and innovation in many other realms of human endeavor. So it's a Oh, 29. In the third paragraph, what do writers suggest about Darwin's and Einstein? Setting aside such greats as Darwin and Einstein, whose monumental contributions are duly celebrated, we suggest that innovation is more a process of trial and error, where 2 steps forward may sometimes come with 1 step back, as well as 1 or more steps to the right or left. This evolutionary view of human innovation undermines the notion of creative genius and recognizes the cumulative nature of the scientific progress. They represent an exception to a general rule. Their way of working has been misunderstood. That is not given. Setting aside the grades such as whose monumental contributions are duly celebrated, their way of working has been misunderstood. No, they are celebrated. They are an ideal which others should inspire to. No, not about inspiration. Initially, their achievement deserve a greater recognition. No, they are an exception case. They represent an exception to the general rule. 30. John Nicholson is an example of a person whose idea John Nicholson, a mathematical physicist working in 1910s, who postulated the existence of proto-elements. Just look at here. Proto-elements. No, here. Such as here. Yes. Here. Such as. Look at here. Proto-elements. No. Look at here. Yes. The theory about proto-elements. Theory about proto-elements. Involves postulate existence of proton in the outer space. By combining different number of weights of these proto-elements atom, Nicholson could recover the weights of all the elements in the then known periodic table. These successes are all the more noteworthy given the fact that Nicholson was wrong about the presence of photo-elements. They do not actually exist. Yet, amid his often fanciful theories and wild speculation, Nicholson also proposed a novel theory about the structure of atom. Niels Bohr, the Nobel Prize winning father of modern atomic theory, jumped off from his interesting idea to conceive his now famous model of the atom. No, Nicholson was wrong about the presence of photo-elements. They do not actually exist, yet amid his often fanciful theories and wild speculations, Nicholson also proposed a novel theory about the structure of atom. Niels Bohr, the Nobel Prize winning father of modern atomic theory, jumped off from his interesting idea to conceive his now famous model of atom. Jumped off from this interesting idea to conceive his famous. So he gets it, and Niels Bohr gets it as an inspiration. Established a reputation and as an influential scientist, was only understood at the later point of the theory, laid foundation for someone else's breakthrough. Yes, 30C initially met skepticism from scientific community. No, not about the community. 30C. Now just look at this. This process involved dash such as Nichols' theory about the photo-elements. So it's a wrong, so it's a mistake. Mistake D. Westrup's decision to modify the position of the element of dash for the coincidence of idea. Post. John Nicholson. Now, what is the key point of interest about aciduity, the stirrup placement? It was developed by a relatively unknown jockey named Jackie Westbrook. Hard Westbrook conducted methodological investigations or examined extensive film records in a short plan to outrun his rivals. There is also an element of dash. For example, the coincidence of ideas that led to the invention of had the forcing and speed advantage be confirmed by riding Sidosino. He suffered a leg injury which bent his left knee. Unable to fully bend his left knee, his modification just happened to coincidence with enhanced left hand turning performance. This led to a rapid and widespread adoption of riding assiduity by many riders, a racing style which continues in today's through rough bed racing. The simple reason why it was invented, the enthusiasm with which it was adopted, the research that went into development, the cleverness of a person who first used it. Now, had foreseen the speed advantage that would be conferred by riding the assiduity? No. Had he foreseen the speed advantage that would be conferred by riding assiduity? So it's an accidental one. There is no research, there is no cleverness of the person, he has accidentally made it. The enthusiasm with which is the simple reason why it was invented. So I think it's 31. By cutting all others we get. Yeah. We want to acknowledging people, Plato and genius. So we want to mark this one, and here we want to consider post-it note. Read it. So laws of science. So should be 39. The solution to both these problems was an invention of brilliantly simple yet phenomenally successful post-it notes. Such example give rise to claim that Ignatius and designing mind are responsible for human creativity and for more banal and mechanical forces may okay. I'll read this. Plenty of other stories that fresh advance can rise from error. So an error, misadventure, and also pure serenity, a happy accident. It's a happy accident, a luck. 39E. There may be no clear dash involved, but merely a process of variation and selection. Acknowledging people such as Plato da Vinci as genius will help us to understand the process by which great minds create new ideas. But they remain vague and of doubtful scientific utility, especially when one considers or diverse the enduring contribution of individuals such as Plato. The notion of insight, creativity, and genius are often invoked, but they remain vague and of doubtful scientific utility. So it's a no, because it makes vague and doubtful. No. Now the law of effect. Yes, the law of effect has advanced by physiologist Edward Thorndike in 1940 after Charles Darwin published his groundbreaking work on biological evolution on the origin of species. This simple law holds the organisms tend to repeat successful behaviors and to refrain from performing unsuccessful ones. Just like Darwin's law of natural selection, the law of effect involves entirely mechanical process of variation and selection without any kind of objective insight. Of course, the origin of human innovation depends much further study, in particular provenance of the raw material on which the law of effect operates. It's not clearly as known as that of the genetic mutation which law of selection operates. The law of effect was discovered at a time when psychologists were seeking a scientific reason why creativity occurs. Scientific reason why creativity occurs. That's not given. It said that is published in groundbreaking work on biological evolution on the origin of species. So that's not given. Okay, just look at this. The law of effect states that no planning is involved in the behavior of organism. Yes, that's a true one. Without any say yes. The law of effect set out clear explanation about the source of new ideas and behaviors. The law of effect operates is not as clearly known as that of the genetic mutation on which the law of natural selection occurs. 35. The generation of novel ideas and behavior may not be the entirely random, but considered by prior successes and failures of current individuals. Processes. Now, with the law of natural selection and law of, there may be no clear dash involved, but merely a process of variation and selection. I think it's maybe no basic goals. Let's check the experiments. Now, let's look at this. Many scientists are now turning away from the notion of intelligent design and genius. Many scientists are now turning away from notion of intelligent design and genius. But not about the scientists. They did. So it's a note given. The time seems right for abandoning the naive notion of intelligent design and genius, and for scientifically exploring the true origin of creative behavior. But they didn't mention about the scientists. Okay, that's it.